The following program is brought to you in part by Time Warner Cable and the Madison County School System. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Luxury Pet Service in Richmond. Jack Burford Chevrolet. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. ScenicCabin.com. Linville Insurance. Time Warner Cable. Madison County Schools. Richmond Tourism. Pro Signs. CSEP. First Gear. And Rosenbaum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Welcome to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
MCS TV and Madison County School Sports.com present your look at local school sports. Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right. Goes up and under, nice.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford, here today with the ever lovely Neil Burns. I call you lovely because you got a great story to tell.
Yeah, over the past 3.5 years, I lost 421 pounds. And
that's incredible.
Thank you.
That is incredible, and I know you have such a journey that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
But let's just start at the beginning. What made you decide to lose all this weight?
Honestly, there for a long time, I didn't know. It just, one Saturday, well, about 2 weeks, I bought a scale. I had this scale for like 2 weeks, and then on one Saturday morning, I decided to get on it. And then when I got on the scale, they had like a handheld device tell you what the scale is.
Yes.
And the scale said 680, but I broke the scale. So the scale went up to 650, so I really don't know how heavy I was. And I remember I just kind of fell off from sitting on my bed, and if I had a picture of my face then, I'd give $1,000 just so I can see what my reaction to that was. Then
Do you think you were depressed? I mean, you had to go through a lot of many emotions.
Oh yeah, you get depressed, and you get, you don't think you're really worthy of living healthy, and it's a number of things that make you get severely obese like that, and a lot of things happen in your life, and when you eat for everything, you just sit around. I just went to work, and I'd come home, and I'd just sit around eating all the time, and then next thing you know, 25 years later, there I was, 700 pounds or more. But what got me started was I just seen that, and I joined the gym, and my very first workout was, by the time I walked into the gym and got on a stationary bike, a big recumbent bike, I went on for about 2 minutes, and I thought my heart was going to explode. I could see my heart pounding through my shirt.
Through your skin.
Yeah. And, back at this time, I could barely walk 10 or 15 feet. And, then, of course, now I can do whatever I want.
Right. Did you ever at any point say, this is it, I'm going to die if I continue down this path?
Yes. I know that I wouldn't have lived another 2 months. There's no way. There's no way that this, at the time when all this happened, you talk about things that get you going. I remember I'd lay in bed. I have a son I talk about all the time, and
big basketball player.
Yeah, he's about 6'8". He's a little taller than his dad, and he gets a little froggy every now and then.
But But it's nice to know this because we're going to relate this back to our story here shortly.
Sports, yeah. And I remember whenever I had my son and stuff, then because I'm so bad out of shape, I can't walk. My son pretty much had to take care of me.
Okay.
And I remember I would pray to God that if I died from my obesity and stuff, that my son was with his mom that week because I'm divorced, and things like that.
So that he wouldn't walk in. And
he wouldn't walk in and see.
You.
Yeah, he wouldn't walk in and see me, and that was my worst fear at the time.
Yeah.
And that's what motivated me to start getting going. But as I kept going and working out and things, I realized I had to do it for me. I couldn't do it for my son. I couldn't do it for my family. I had to do it for me. So that's when, it really started going up. My first month, I lost like 90 pounds.
That's incredible, because that's not easy to do for any means.
Yeah. Yeah, 90 pounds my first month. And, at the time I was, big on the soda drinking. I drank 24 sodas or more a day. And
oh, wow. That's expensive, too.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Then that's when we'll talk about the food thing for a minute. About,
Okay.
good thing you brought that up about being expensive. One of the what people say, I talk to them, I'm training people, I say, well, I can't afford to eat healthy. That's a lie, because eating unhealthy is a whole lot more expensive it is eating healthy.
You're
You just
still
got to
paying
plan.
for the chips and the pops and all the fatness foods.
The fast foods.
Food.
That's right.
That's the number one thing I always tell people. Stop the fast food.
That's right. That's number one. It really
That's
is
not
that
easy
soda.
to do either in a busy lifestyle that everyone leads nowadays. It's hard.
Yeah, it's too easy, because you can go through anywhere. Like right here where you're at, you can go within 5 or 6 fast food restaurants within a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And all that, yeah.
And you sit here all day at Jack Burford Chevrolet, and I think we smell it. And
Smell it, yeah. And then as I was going, I started losing weight. It just, after about 2 months, I decided, well, I want to start lifting weights. But I was still too big to fit in the machines. I couldn't lay down, so this was accidentally how I found this out. I started, because for embarrassment, I started lifting weights like at 5 o'clock in the morning when there wasn't nobody in the gym, when the gym first opened.
I can understand that.
And which was the best thing I've ever did. And then I would go in there, I'd lift weights, and of course at the beginning there wasn't much I could do besides, walking from machine to machine was a workout by itself. And then later on that night I'd come back in and do my cardio and stuff, and this is just something I just found out, for embarrassment was the best thing I did. As far as like it catapulted me to lose weight and, get the hunger for it, the addiction.
What's nice to know is that you started gradually and just a little bit at a time and worked it your way up.
Oh, you have to. You can't jump in there, like Katie bar the door, because that's when you get injured. You got to do, your body's only going to let you do so much, but you got to know the difference between pushing yourself past the limits or push yourself to getting injured. You got to, push yourself just about that point and kind of back off. Then you do that and you keep pushing more and more every workout.
Right. There's so many different ways to lose weight now. I mean, and I know you have a way that you want to tell us about as well. So I'll let you keep telling us your story.
Okay, yeah. To me, I tried every diet in the world, and you're going to think some of this is funny. My 2 favorite diets I tried, one was a cookie diet, and believe it or not, when you're that heavy, you'll grasp at straws and try for anything.
Well, you know it's going to taste good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who could not eat Oreos and chocolate chip cookies? Like, somebody tells me that works, hey, I'm giving it a shot.
You're going to try it.
Of course, that didn't work, so then I tried a pasta diet. And, everybody loves pastas too, but, obviously that didn't pan out for me.
Too much carbs.
Yeah. It's all about calorie count. Yeah. To me, that's the only way I can keep myself accountable.
Okay.
Was calorie count, and I still do that to today. And, and it just, for me, I know, like I was talking about a while ago, I know I can gain back 100 pounds in a month if I got off this. And because my body was already there before. And so I have to count calories every day, every meal. I write it down.
Do you eat 3 meals a day?
I eat about 8.
8 meals a day. Because you work out.
Yeah, I work out twice a day still. And I eat, every 2 to 3 hours. But they're small portions. And my calorie count is, say, anywhere from 1,800 to 2,200. It depends what all active I'm doing. Because I try to monitor it within that. And it's all about balance. And, you got to get, of course, you got to get your vegetables and stuff. And here over the last couple months, I started eating berries in the morning, like blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries. those antioxidants. This stuff, this is stuff I just started. I lost 400 pounds before I even started this. You know, you just learn different things all the time.
So now you're eating healthy, really healthy.
Really healthy.
Dr. Oz would be proud.
Speaking of Dr. Oz, he this time last year, they got a call from his studio. They showed a picture of me and my story on the show.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had lots of publicity. I mean, that's exciting for Madison County and for you, and it's a great story. I mean,
yeah, it's story keeps going, and I think like I said, I've lost 421 pounds, but what I'm most proud of is the 1,697 pounds since I've been training for 14 months. I'm more proud about that than anything I've ever did.
Yeah.
That just people when I first started, I was just shooting in the wind. I didn't have internet. I didn't know about diets, eating this or that. I just went and just kind of made it up as I went.
Okay.
But you learn things as you go. If I had somebody that lost 400 pounds, I'd have went to them. So I know that, I talk about this a lot. I do seminars, talk to schools all the time. I do know God saved my life for a reason, and that's to help other people. Because I can go train people and do my classes, and all I got to do is say, I never yell, I never get mad. All I do is say, this is what I did. And you'll be amazed at the effort that people put into what they're doing. Say, well, if it worked for him, it's going to work for me, and obviously it is.
Right.
It really is.
And it's a never-ending battle.
It's a everyday
just like you
thing.
said, you still do it today. And that's what a lot of people, they get on these diets and think, I'll do it for a month or two. Especially right now. It's New Year's time, these New Year's resolutions. But it is a lifestyle.
Oh, it is. I started probably for 30 years. I had, New Year's, it comes New Year's, I'm going to start eating well, eating this and eating that. Of course, it lasts till, one day it lasted about 5 years ago. And then I remember for lunch I had some soups, and I started my diet. I'm doing pretty good, but for dinner, I order an extra large pizza with all this stuff.
Start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, now there's a lot of phone apps. A lot of if you got an iPod or iPad or whatever they're called, you can get on and get all kinds of apps.
Yeah, there's Fitness Pal and things like that.
Yes.
But I'm not that.
You don't do all that.
I'm not that big on a computer friendly. I can get on Facebook and I can email, but that's like stretching.
That's about it.
I still have a hard time with Twitter.
I get it. I understand.
I get it. I write my stuff down, but Fitness Pal really is a good thing.
Yeah.
And I talk to schools all the time, and I've been out of town talking, and I already got 3 talking engagements I have 3 in the next 20 days. And, they always ask me, what's the first thing you do? The first thing you do when you start, being healthy, start doing a healthy lifestyle is, because I'm not, I do say diet sometimes. I try to stay away from that word because, like I said, it is a lifestyle thing. You have to be accountable. And I know for years and years I blamed stuff in my life. I blamed stuff that happened to me when I was in a bad car accident when I was 23, and it was all my fault. I blamed that. Then I blamed getting divorced, and I blamed financial troubles and this and this and this and this. But till I became accountable and said, okay, Neil, there ain't nobody else making you eat this and do this but you. So that's rule number 1. You have to be accountable. Make it, because it's only us who can change ourselves. We can, I can lead people, show them this stuff, but if they don't want to change or put in the effort, there's really nothing anybody can do.
Well, and we talked about a second ago, New Year's resolutions, and right now, your place where you work out, the Richmond Athletic Club, the new boot camp that's going on, Jazzercise, they all have great deals going on right now. So now is the time, if you really are serious, you can't just eat healthy. You got to do a little bit of workout, low impact, and then work your way up to some high impact. There's yoga in town. There's a little bit of everything. We're very fortunate to have a town that's got a lot of healthy choices.
There's one of the things about Kentucky is where I've been at is run healthy. We don't have the facilities to do this stuff. We do in this town. There's countless places you can go. Take advantage of their deals. Go out there and get yourself started. But you gotta to keep yourself going. I know for me and people I train or talk to, you gotta have numbers the first month. If you work out really hard, you don't show any numbers, weight loss, or you don't show inches gone, then more than likely you're not going to stick with it.
Right.
You have to have. It's kind of like working. You work to get the paycheck, so you got to work to get the numbers. It's the same thing.
Oh, that's good. I've never thought of it like that, but that is good. Well, we want to tell everyone one of the reasons why we're doing this segment today. We mentioned your son and student athletes. It is so important, and I'll let you tell them why they have to start at an early age.
Oh, you have to start at an early age. I'm from here, so I played high school football at Madison Central. And my eating habits was really horrible, and it kind of carried on. I mean, it's
But you thought, I'm working out, I'm doing football.
Yeah, I'm playing football, I'm running.
Yeah.
I'm 46 years old, and I'm in 100 times better shape than the 18-year-old Neil.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was here right now, I'd laugh at him when he was working out because I'd bury him.
Yeah.
It's all about. This is what I tell the kids when I'm talking to the schools. They say, well, you got your car. Are you going to put sand in your car's engine? They kind of look at me. I said, well, you're doing the same thing when you put the grease, you put the chips, you put the soda. You're not going to get your maximum potential out of your body until you feed it the right fuels.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you put in is really important. And like you said, we really have to start early with early education with these students. And it's so much easier, like we said, to go through the drive-through. But, even nowadays, there's healthier options. You do have to, let's say you get a salad somewhere, but, then you got to be smart on your salad dressing choices and different things like that. But there are better options out there nowadays. So when you're driving through with your parents, get a grilled chicken sandwich instead of a cheeseburger. Or,
no fries, no anything, or don't get water instead of soda.
Oh, yes.
Water instead of soda. I tell you what I do. Wherever I go, I take my food with me.
Okay.
I take my food with me, and then I got a little tote bag, and I put all my food in there for the day, so I know. Another thing is, if you cook this is a huge tip. Even if you're in high school, whatever you do, working parents, because you're busy, you don't have time. On Sunday, we cook our food. It takes about 2 hours. We have it all in the refrigerator
for the whole
week. What that does too is there's two things it does. It saves you electricity bill because you don't have to put the oven on if you're baking chicken but one time. And another thing it does, it makes you financially committed. Whenever you're financially committed and all this money you spend in your food in your refrigerator, you're going to be thinking 3 times, well, I can't afford to go through here and get a dollar menu.
Right.
Let me talk about the dollar menus for a second. I had a woman argue with me in GNC. That worked there. She's no longer there. She goes, Neil, what do you tell people about when you do your seminars about the dollar menus? They can go get a cheeseburger for $1. I said, you think when I was 700 pounds, all I got was one cheeseburger? I mean, I would get 4 or 5, 2 or 3 fries and a bunch of soda. I mean, I'd spend $12 at a dollar menu. I mean, it's just, people think dollar menu or the $5 pizza stuff. I mean, you think $5 one pizza would have filled me up?
Yeah.
That'd be like an appetizer. So, that's how you got to look at things. You got to get yourself financially committed, and eating healthy is so less expensive. Because, you can go through, say if you're feeding 3 or 4 people, you go through a drive-through or something, if you are going by the dollar menu, you're still going to spend $25. $25. You got to figure if there's 4 people, you're going to spend more than $5 a person. And then you can go to the store for $25. I mean, you can buy enough food with all your food throughout the day to last you 2 or 3 days.
Right.
As long as you plan it right.
Yeah. And we said this earlier, I teach aerobics, so I know, and as a woman, we get certain cravings, okay?
Right.
So we crave chocolate every once in a while, and I found, and I teach this when I teach my jazzercise, that everything in moderation. And you said that earlier, moderation. If you're craving a milkshake, or a Blizzard, go get a little Blizzard. Take a few bites of it, as much as you want, but don't go get one every week.
Yeah, you gotta have, that's what, I came up with a cheat meal, like you're talking about, because we're human, we have cravings.
Yes.
Let me tell you how I came up with my cheat meal. I went like 3 weeks and didn't hate nothing bad at all. So on a Wednesday night, I ordered my favorite pizza, and it's like an 18-inch pizza. It comes with a 2-liter pop and some chips and stuff, and I downed it. This is right after I probably lost 50 pounds or 60 pounds at the time. And then
I'm going to celebrate and have a pizza.
Yeah, I thought I was going to celebrate. I was starving. I wanted pizza.
Yeah.
And the old Neil come out. And then I thought I'd eaten all this pizza. I get so mad at myself. I'm like thinking, Neil, you're a loser. You're not going to be able to do this stuff. You're going to fail just like every time I did before. Mm-hmm. Then my son's at home. So I go to the bathroom and I just like looking at the mirror. So I'm yelling at myself. I really, because you just think it's all over. I'm already going to quit. I'm going to die in 2 months. There's stuff that goes through my head. Then I kind of put my hands both sides of the mirror, and then I start yelling at myself. I go, oh, Neil, let's just try something right there. I go, I kind of started humming, I said, okay, Neil, you did not eat that extra large pizza and soda and chips. And I said, okay, the Jedi mind trick might work this time. So after I ate all this stuff, I went to the gym and I made myself get right back on it right there. And that's what you got to do whenever you have tips on your cheat meal. Always work out the day of your cheat meal. If you can, eat your cheat meal as close to your workout as you can, because your metabolism's going.
Yeah.
Like
And
after
possibly
exercise,
earlier in the day.
Yeah, or if you eat your cheat meal, try to have it by 2.
Yes.
Or something like
Not
that.
at 9.
Yeah, not at 9 at 9, because then it's just going to sit right on you.
Yeah.
And things like, that's how I came up with my cheat meal. And go back to talking about the kids and stuff. See, my son had the same eating habits as me, and it was hard to break him from it. And which he's doing pretty good now and stuff. But as being a parent, I talked to a lot of parents before, and they think I'm going to get mad at them. I'm going to say, well, you're feeding your son this crap. You're feeding his son. Hey, I done it to my son. My son was eating biscuit and gravy and pizza and McDonald's, all this other stuff, the same stuff I used to eat. Mm-hmm. And which that's why I can relate. I mean, you gotta that's why you can't do like 25 years of what I did. You got to start feeding your kids healthier stuff now.
Yeah.
That way they'll get the taste for it and they'll really like it.
Let me ask you this question about the pop. You said you don't drink any pop anymore. Did you cheat and have a pop, and was it just terrible? The syrup, it was so sugary, wasn't it?
I'm a Mountain Dew lover. I mean, if there were some Mountain Dews right here, we'd have to fight, because that's my favorite drink in the whole world. And but
I know people that fight over L8 too.
Oh yeah, I would too.
Yeah, there you go.
I like L8. Oh yeah, L8. I remember. Me and a buddy of mine used to sit around and play video games. We'd be drinking L8 and chewing gum. Those big old gum balls you can buy like this?
Oh, yes.
We'd be drinking L8, and it was really good. And, I do like...
But now when you have it,
I'm not going to lie. I could still drink. Last time I had one, it did kind of make me... That sugar rush.
Sugar, yes.
And the caffeine rush did kind of freak me out. But I could see... I had to stop, because I know I could...
Keep drinking it.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said earlier, moderation.
Right.
You had your few drinks and you're in control now. That's got to mentally feel great. You're in control.
Yeah, it does. It's just knowing that but your mind still kind of resorts back to your way of thinking. Let's say after I lost about 300 pounds, I'm going into Walmart. And the first thing go through my mind was, well, I need a water filter from my Berta water filter, and their Walmart, they're way at the other end. I started freaking out.
Like, how am I going to get
there? I mean, I start looking at the little bitty carts, and maybe I get one of the little buggies, a little gas.
But you didn't need it.
No. As I'm walking, I was going, well, Neil, this is kind of strange. You're not even out of breath. But see, things like that in your mind still goes back, because I spent 25 or more years severely obese, and I would never walk. I mean, my son... until I started this, had to do all the grocery shopping. I would sit out in the truck and he'd go in. He'd go in and buy the grocery shopping. And then it's kind of, not only did this save my life, it gave my son a life. Yeah. Because he pretty well had to take care of his dad. Yeah. He really did. And, then it's really, if I regret, there's a lot of things in my life I regret. The car accident's number one. Then I regret that, not letting my son have like a normal childhood, because he had to his dad couldn't go out and shoot basketball with him. I couldn't go out and pass football. I coached him, but I couldn't really coach. I had some guys with me that was really good, and I'd have to like sit on the bench or do things like that. And that's, I really regret it. It's just, it's unfair to him. Yeah. But
he had to grow up a little quicker.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He really did. And he's
But
an
now
awesome
look at
man.
him. He's a basketball player at Madison Southern.
Yeah, he's about...
And he's probably learned to cook. I'm sure you've had to learn to cook.
Neil's not... Neil's cooking skills are microwavable, and... I'm not going to...
You're the cook.
That's right. Marine's the cook. She's the cook. Neil's cooking skills are, I can microwave or I can heat up water with the best of them, but that's about mine. And
so on Sunday, we know where to find you all.
That's right. We'll be at home. The kitchen. I should have said that a while ago. When I say we cook our food, it's kind of like Maureen cooks the food, and Neil just kind of say, "Hey, you're doing pretty good in there, aren't you? It smells really good."
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Is there any other advice that you want to share with everyone? I mean,
talk about my 8 things. I got 8 rules I try to do when I, about losing weight. And of course, the number one's being accountable. Then you have to have, which there's some obvious ones on here. You have to have a healthy eating plan. That's just obvious. Then you have to have a workout routine that you can do. Don't go out there and try to do stuff that you can't do. And the key of when you're severely obese, I was watching TV shows about this stuff. And they had this one person out there 600 pounds, and this person was walking. They'd make this person walk 50 feet a day. What good is that doing? Not a bit of good. For one thing, he's hurting his knees and hurting his legs. I lost 180 pounds by doing sitting down workouts.
Okay.
I never got up. I couldn't do it. And then you got to work out stuff that your body will let you do. Like somebody else is over doing something, but you can't do that. But you got to do what your body lets you. And then number 4 thing is you got to be mentally tough, because your mind will play a lot of tricks on you. I'll tell you a little example on that. About 6 months ago, I'm getting ready to go train somebody, and I was like thinking, well, shoot, I want an ice cream. So I get in my truck, I leave my house, and without even thinking, I'm in Dairy Queen's drive-through. And I'm like going, what are you doing, Neil? It's like I drove there without even knowing what I was doing. I said, wait a minute. I got out of there real fast, and I, stuff like that. Your mind is your worst enemy, but it's also your greatest ally. You have to get your mind straight. Then you got to be physically tough, because your body is always going to hurt. It's just the way it is. I mean, you're going to be working out, and I know you talk about teaching exercise. Your knees have to hurt some, your feet has to hurt.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
And the older you get, the more.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
But the good news is with that, you can alter your routines.
That's right. You can do
You
stuff.
alter
That's
it
right.
so whatever is hurting doesn't hurt.
That's
and
right.
you move to a different
That's exactly
one.
right.
Yeah.
Then you got to have a good support group, and which your family and friends, and you got to get people that's going to sabotage you out. You got to get people that's going to sabotage you out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't make too many friends and stuff. I got probably 5 or 6 really close friends. It's just I'm so afraid, of like doing this, doing that. The people when I was real heavy, and I was going out and doing this, eating bad and stuff, I don't really associate with them anymore.
Okay.
And which is bad and good, because you miss hanging around them, but you have to do what's best for you.
Revert back to your old ways around them.
And the last one is, not least, you got to have faith, because God will help you when you want to help yourself. I can't stress that enough. I know that He saved my life for a reason, and because I'll give you an instance how I know. Well, there's a bunch of them. I'll give you one quick one. Talk about sports. I'm in Mass Central's locker room. Right when after I lost 300 pounds, I was on TV in Lexington. I was getting ready to have my first weight loss seminar, and so I about 2 weeks before that, I'm nervous as I can be. I mean, you go from being 700 pounds, which is impossible to hide from the public, but you don't want to be in front of people talking about or in front of people, period. Mm-hmm. And then you go from that, and there I am. I'm going to be in front of a bunch of people. So I couldn't sleep. I'm freaking out. So I emailed a really good friend of mine, Tara. She's from here in Richmond. And she emailed me back on a Sunday afternoon. She goes, Neil, I don't know why you can't sleep, because you can get ready to do God's work. And then it wasn't 5 minutes after that, my ex-wife calls me, and she goes, Neil, out of the blue that your granddad started, her granddad started praying for me to lose weight by the time I did. And, Neil being the knucklehead he is, I still didn't get the picture of that. So on Monday, I was getting ready to watch on TV Church of the Rock, and Pastor Mark Sarver was talking about, whenever I was like, pray before this, I said, God, I need a sign. I mean, is this what I need to do? Do I just need to go back to digging ditches? Do I need to get in the public? Do I need to start spreading the word? People can start changing their lives from any type of addiction. It can be food, it can be alcohol or drugs. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything. And then after that, my Pastor Mark Sarver was talking about when he saw his sign. He said he was on top of his roof with a gun and stuff. Then he's seen his sign about, this is what he needs to do. Mm-hmm. And, I said, okay, God, this is what I got to do. But as the week got on, this is on Monday. As the week got on, I'm doubt in my mind starts coming in. I'm still scared about being in front of people talking, because this really is talking. You open up your heart, and
yeah, because you're really putting yourself out there.
You really are. It's
all personal and very,
It's hard. It really, like you said, it really is. And then because you got to give up all the stuff that defeated you. Everybody likes to be strong. I mean, I was defeated for 25 years, and then I was in Mass Central's locker room. And one of the players come up to me who was, need to lose some weight. He goes, "Mr. Burns, you give me hope," is what the player told me. And this, we go back to, athletes and younger and stuff like that. And I said, well, how can I not do this now? I mean, this is what I got to do.
There's your sign.
There's my main sign. Mm-hmm. But then I go to my very first weight loss seminar. Know how many people's in the whole room? One. And he was the guy who opened up, he's a janitor who opened up the gym for me. And, it's just, but he needs to lose some weight and stuff. So I'm like thinking, man, this is it. I'm done. I'm never going to tell this stuff again.
Yeah.
But then some friends of mine talked me into giving it anyway. After, it was really a blessing from God. There was only one person in the gym besides my family and my friends. Because I don't think I could have told the story. That's the first time those words ever came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And all there was one person. I even went to high school with him. So I'd known him, since I was little and stuff. So it was really a blessing from him that there was just one person in the gym. Then after that, I go to Louisville, there's 150 people. And I go to Virginia, there's 500 people. And I go to Florida and do one, there's like 500 people. So
wow.
But my most scary one was when I was at Silver Creek Elementary. And there I am in front of 500 kids, and I'm trying to tell
elementary school.
Yeah. So I'm scared. I'm like in front of them. I'm sweating bullets, and I started getting nervous. Started shaking hands like this, and I'm like going, how am I going to explain to these kids that eating Doritos, drinking Mountain Dew, and eating candy bars are bad? But I'm up there looking at them, and some of these kids looked at me like, "What are you talking about, Neil?" And they looked at me like that, and I thought after it was over, they was going to stampede me, so I went against the wall. But that was my most nervous time ever talking to kids.
Neil, so if more people want to hear your fascinating story, they can go to burnsweightloss.com, correct?
Mm-hmm. Sure can.
And hear your fascinating story, and then if they want to call you?
Yeah, they can call me at 859-314-5469. And I teach an aerobic class, Beast Mode, and we have a lot of fun. We got people from all ages and sizes, and there's not much. I'm not what you call no John Travolta type moves, so it's more aerobic than it is anything else. But we always have a good time, and the weight loss so far is just amazing. Almost 1,700 pounds in 14 months, and a lot of that is from the class.
Well, I think this is fantastic, and we appreciate you being on MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. We hope that you've been inspired by this story, whether you're an athlete or an adult. It can help everyone, right?
Yeah, that's right. All you gotta do is set goals. Small goals, hit your small goals. After you hit them, get some more goals. You can't look at the whole mountain at one time.
Right.
You gotta do plateau after, like that.
Well, Neil, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
All right, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you for watching MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
Your look at local school sports. Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right. Taylor goes up and under. Nice glove. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.